Saturday night, Saturday night, Saturday night. I'm excited. Good evening, everybody. Old guy is present and accounted for. And tonight it's going to be a good one. Veal Parmesan with some risotto. I'm also going to make some pasta. So this should be a really fun stream. At least I'm hoping so.
Eli's here.
Hey, Eli. Good evening, sir. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am going to get started, I think, by just getting the pasta rolled together and so it has time to sit before it does its thing. So, but good evening. I'm glad you're here. I'd like to say hi to my brother Doug and my sister-in-law Shar. Good evening, folks. Thanks for tuning old guy in, even though you're an older brother. Older old guy.
Did you make the veal from scratch, hello?
Yeah, you make the veal. Yeah, I made the veal.
John's here.
John, how are you? Good evening. Good evening. Well, Eli, coming up here, I'm going to share with you a genuine oh no moment that I had yesterday. So I'm going to turn this down. All right. Got some water going there just to blanch the tomatoes. So get the pasta made first off. Get that out of my hair. Couple of huevos. As usual, try to at least keep some of the mess down. Tonight, I don't know if that's going to be possible.
Lisa's here. Hi from Lisa.
Hello, Lisa. Good evening. Oh,
Real Music's here.
real music. RG. Good evening, sir.
Oh.
REJ.
Junior Music.
Yes.
Yes.
Good evening, man. Hey, I think this is the first time that you've checked out Old Guy's live stream, so welcome. Say hi, everybody. Tonight, veal parmesan and risotto. So I'm getting some pasta going. I'm going to make some angel hair to accompany the veal parm. I've got some tomatoes here, and I'm going to start blanching those shortly to make the tomato sauce. And
So,
then
John said he's ghost hunting.
ghost hunting, huh?
Nate and Wildman are here.
Hey guys, Nate, Wildman, your meal, sir. I'm getting started with the pasta just to get it rolling, make sure it has time to rest, and I don't have to mess with it later. But veal parm, and there is going to be a slight little old guy twist to it, but it's nothing, way out of the box or anything. Just different. I think you would enjoy it. All right. A little more water.
That Philly sub was very delicious, Eli. He asked me how I liked it.
Oh, the Mike's, yeah. It was really good.
It was.
I kind of
Better than Subway.
oh yeah, much
By a
better.
long shot.
Well, one of the big differences is they have that grill right there, and they cook up that steak to order. So, opposed to Subway that has it just in their little cooler box, and they take out a scoop of already cooked. Who knows exactly where from meat.
And the bread was better too. They're better than Subway.
Much better. Yeah, all around better sandwich. Whoop, I don't want to boil that away. Come on now. I got some chicken stock here for my risotto. I just want to keep it hot. I don't want it boiling away, so glad I noticed it.
Nate says, ooh, that sounds good.
It's gonna be really good.
And Janice is here.
Hi, Janice. Good evening. Good evening. Let's see. The only thing I've gotten rolling so far is just my pasta ball here. Gonna make a little angel hair to go with everything. So my little twist here, Uncle Les. Let me get this into a bag and I'll unveil the story. Mrs. Old Guy and I kind of ended up with an abundance of milk this week. So I thought, well, I'd like to make some fresh mozzarella to go with this veal parm, because the parm is in the crust and it usually has melted mozzarella on there, and I thought, make some mozz. But I didn't want to do it today because I've already got quite a bit to do. So yesterday, I grabbed this 30-minute recipe, homemade mozzarella. Well, an hour and a half later,
Come this way, Polly. Come on.
I end up with pretty much, it's a combination between liquid mozzarella and cottage cheese. Tastes okay, but yeah, I think the rennet got a little bit old and it just didn't set that curd. So, oh no! But there is a very positive side to this. It does taste very much like mozzarella. It's very creamy in texture, and it's, instead of baking and melting Parmesan cheese, I'm going to make, or mozzarella cheese on top of the veal, I'm going to make a mozzarella sauce to go on top. The veal I'm using tonight is not, I'm not going to make it too thick. I'm going to pound it out. It's going to cook up quick. This is going to be great. So you'll see. I'll get to it. All right. So let me cover that back up. As a matter of
Eli
fact.
said that he made pucker slushies yesterday.
Did you? What flavor? Puckers is fun stuff.
Eric Carranza?
Eric Carranza.
Carranza? C-A-R-R-A-N-Z-A.
Good evening.
Hello from Los Angeles. Just love your content.
Well, thank you very much, and I do believe this is your first time in Old Guy's Kitchen. So on Saturday nights, Mrs. Old Guy, or I guess she operates the scenes, and I cook what you viewers have suggested. Like tonight, for instance, Wild Man Les from the Crazy Dad Show, he requested veal parmesan, and I can't remember who requested the risotto. Brandi requested risotto, so I'm doing both of those tonight. I try to make everything as much as I can from scratch, using very little, if any, like canned or pre-made stuff. And tonight it's veal parm. So welcome. All right. So where am I here? I've got my pasta resting. That's a good thing. So I'm going to blanch these tomatoes and we'll get a sauce rocking. This is going to be good.
Eli says drinkable mozz. Brilliant.
So, well, what flavor?
Cherry.
Cherry. Yum. Yeah, I've had the cherry. Works good with a number of other things like, 7-Up,
Go out that way.
You know, when you make it.
Go outside that way.
Let's see here. I had my knife. Where did I put it? There's too many things going on.
Eric says, good, wholesome family entertainment. My wife Jennifer, Aranda, and I absolutely enjoy it.
Oh, well, thank you very much, folks. I appreciate that a lot.
Come here,
You know, if
Polly.
it wasn't for folks watching
Polly, come.
my live stream, it would be pretty pointless. So I really appreciate it. I really
Go
do.
outside.
And not only that, Mrs. Little Guy and I really look forward to, you know, what the wheel comes up with, and this is how we chose. This is how we choose for those that are just now watching. We've got this wheel here. We take people's name and their suggestion. We write it down. We give it a spin, and what comes up is what's coming up. Usually the week after. We're kind of a week ahead of thing on schedule, so folks kind of know what's going on. At least I think. All right.
Nate says, Les said that he is happy that you are using veal tonight in the dish, since it's different from something more common like chicken.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a reason for that. There's a real reason that chicken Parmesan is more common than veal Parmesan. One, not a lot of, there's not as big of a percentage of people that like veal as there is chicken. And second of all, veal, it's not cheap. So to buy it in the restaurant can be pretty expensive. All right, get a little fresh parsley going here. How are my tomatoes? Doing all right. Let me turn the heat back up a little bit. I can throw my broth back on there. Let's get a little onion going. I need my other knife. I wonder what I did with it. I had it up. You didn't see where I put it, Mrs.
Right there.
Yeah, it's right in front of me.
Yeah.
Right in front of me. This is not a good sign. This is not a good sign. Had that oh no moment last night with this.
Jeez. 30 minutes turned into about 3 hours or longer.
Yeah, it wasn't a pretty sight. I wrecked the kitchen with just a little bit of curd. A little curd goes a long way, I'll tell you. All right, let's skim this out a little bit more. There's something I need to grab from the fridge. I'm trying to leave the meats in the fridge for longer now, rather than bringing them out and having them on the table. I'm going to grab them as I need them. I think that's a better way to go. Finish dicing up this onion here. All right. So, in my sauce, I want some bacon. So I'm just gonna cut that in half. I'm gonna cook up a couple small pieces. I'm gonna use this heavy bottom saute pan
Eli
or
says
saucepan. Yes, dear.
his new favorite breakfast sliders are bacon, eggs, and cheese between 2 hash browns.
That does sound good. That does sound good. Sausage too sometimes, maybe? Little sausage in there. Okay. Let me just kind of finish dicing this up. Some of that is for the other stuff. Okay. Just a tad bit of this oil. I want to get just a little drop of olive oil. I just don't want the bacon to stick to the bottom right away. I'll drop it in there. It'll break up as I go.
You know, I said, speaking of sauce, I dreamt I was having some deep woods.
You did you? I'm sorry. I hope you feel better tomorrow. It is good sauce. I do like it. Alright. How are we looking here? There we go. Got some action there.
Nate says, hey Tom, Les wants to know if you like cereal, and if so, what's your favorite kind?
Captain
He
Crunch.
also wants to know if you ever had it as a dinner before.
My favorite cereal, if I've ever had it for dinner? Yes. Captain Crunch is my favorite cereal. So, yep. I've eaten it for dinner, I've eaten it for lunch, midnight snack. You know, just eat it out of the box and have a glass of milk with it.
Ronald here?
Ronald! Good evening, sir. We have got, come on, I can shut that one off. We've got some veal Parmesan in the works here. Starting some sauce. Starting the sauce. Okay, this knife. That's good. Sorry, I'm trying to think 2 steps ahead of myself, and I'm 1 step back. Here we go. Get the onions a little parsley. Here in a minute, I'll throw some garlic in there. Oh, I want that. I'm gonna want that back. All right. Get some of these tomatoes peeled. Woohoo! That's a hot one. What do I do with my empty bowl? In space, folks. I'm in space. Rinse it out. All right. Well, I tell you, it's going to be one of those nights. Think you have everything all set up. All right. That bacon will fall apart one way or another. Gonna make for some nice flavor. Let's sweat those onions for a little bit more. In the meantime, I'll keep burning my hands with these tomatoes. How's that? Woohoo!
Have a good time.
Oh, thank you. This old guy is so pleasant, so congenial when she sees me burn myself, or oh, isn't that nice? He can't come to the phone right now. All right. Ooh, that one didn't want to break, huh? So peel nonetheless. Wow. That's a hot tomato. Woohoo! Get rid of the skins in. Couple more. Yeah! Hey, if you want to make tomato sauce, you got to break a few tomatoes. Oh wait, that's not how it goes, is it? How does it go? Maybe there ain't no saying about breaking tomatoes. Ooh. Wow, that one was really hot. not many more. Almost done. How many? Wow. I feel like a private in the army that's peeling potatoes. Every time he looks back, the pile seems like it's bigger.
Lisa says, wild man eats cereal all the time at home. LOL.
Well, what kind of cereal is your favorite? Wild man? I mean, I like other kinds too, but Captain Crunch is my favorite. I believe this is the last, ouch, painful tomato. Alright, well, I still probably got a little more pain to deal with here. That's okay. Phew. Alright, so we got some sauteed onions, bacon, parsley in there.
Eli says, I may not be the sharpest pan in the drawer, but I think those tomatoes are hot.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'm going to take some of these, just rough chop up about a third of that great big old green bell pepper. Pop it into my
Les
pan.
says his favorite is peanut butter Captain Crunch and Special K.
Special K. I've always liked Special K. Especially if I get it, I'll drink it with half. I'll eat it with half and half on it. Okay. Soften those up a little bit. It's all going to go into my food processor here. Another little dab of oil. I just like to do the garlic separate, at least this kind of garlic. I got this jar crushed. It's easier for me to kind of keep track of what it's doing when it's by itself. So,
Eli said that he also had a sun-kissed float yesterday.
sun-kissed float?
Yep.
That sounds good.
Scott's here. Hey, Tom, this is old guy in chat. Hope everyone's doing well.
Good evening, Scott. We are right in the middle of making the sauce, tomato sauce. There's a little garlic in there. Okay. Doink. I'm going to add some oibs and a little salt and pepper. So I got some basil. I'd say that's about maybe two teaspoons, maybe a little bit more. Some Italian seasoning. Not quite as much. Oregano. Oop. Pretty close to 2, maybe a little over 2 teaspoons. Okay. Got some black pepper. Black pepper. Oh, come on. If I can get it to open up. There, thank you. About half a teaspoon. About a teaspoon of salt. Dash of white pepper. Now I'm just going to blend the crap out of this. Where'd I put the top right there? All right. Try to wipe out all I can here. Most of this is going in the oven that little bit. I don't care. So, I like to put this into the oven for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes or so. And that kind of helps bring out I think anyway, bring out some of the flavors of the herb that would take a little bit longer if you were to just do it by dumping it in the pan now. Spread that out. Okay. Set it on a hot burner, don't pick it up. Okay. So we're going to set that timer so I don't forget. 3 minutes. Put that on the stove. I can get this out of my way.
Joshua's here.
I'm sorry?
Joshua,
Joshua, good evening, man.
the old guy, here for a few. Hit the like button.
Well, thank you, sir. Yes, please do, folks. If you haven't, tap the old like button.
Eli wants to know what a tick and the Eiffel Tower have in common.
Okay, Eli, tell me.
They're both parasites.
Ha 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 ha. Those parasites, yes. You know, when you get to be of a certain age, they give you a free trip to Egypt. Or at least that's what I've heard. This one guy kept telling me, I'm going to see the Nile. So I don't know. I might go see the Nile too. I'm cutting this onion up, getting it ready for the risotto when it comes time to make that.
Eli said, that's a good one, huh?
All right. Trying to get her done.
What's everybody having for dinner?
Thank you, Mrs. Old Guy. See, something didn't feel right, and I guess that's it. Oh, perfect. Just what I wanted. Is there anything else I need this for? I don't believe so. Get a little bit of this stuff out of my way again. And make a little bit of progress.
Okay.
I think I get, some kind of bonus points for making some sort of progress.
You do. All right.
All right. Let's get some tomatoes going here. Get that core out of the top. Ooh. Okay. There's my veggie. That's okay. It smells so good. I'm going to give it just another minute or so. Let's get these cut out. Go. Crush. Pretty simple marinara here. or not really marinaras, it's just got bacon in it.
Why do seagulls fly over the ocean?
Okay. Go ahead.
Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be bagels.
Okay.
That was an Eli joke.
Ooh, boy. All right. There's all my tomatoes. Woohoo!
Wild Man Les said that he tried a couple of tacos a couple of days ago for the first time, and he ate 2 of them, and it hurt his belly bad.
What kind of tacos did you try? That's a big question right there.
Yep.
Each time we got 30 seconds, that's close enough. Here's my butter. You have no idea how good that smells. All right. Throw this in with my tomatoes. Yeah. Das ist gut. Now I'm going to throw in, get my heat cranking here. Just give it a little stir. I got this here fancy bottle. the wine here. Oh, yeah. It's got a screw cap. Just some cheap white wine. I want to add a little bit in there. That's going to need some time to kind of cook out, cook down. Might as well get it in there now.
Les said once that were normal, but he had peppers in them, unfortunately.
Peppers in what?
Tacos.
Ah. Well, that's not good. Sorry to hear that you had that bad experience, Les. I hate that. Going to a restaurant and oh, here's a good one for you. This was many years ago. This old guy and I decided to go to one of those $1 a scoop Chinese places. So we went in and you know, filled up our plates there. You know, told the guy what we wanted. We sat down. I think this old guy got the lemon chicken. Maybe it was the orange chicken. But
probably sesame chicken.
Probably sesame. Okay. So the first bite was chicken skin, breaded up chicken skin, and the second bite was nothing but a hunk of chicken fat. So she was just, you know, kind of grossed out by it and decided she didn't want that. So I took it back up to the guy behind the counter and I said, you know, my wife really don't like this. She got skin and fat, and you know, she'd just rather have something else. And the guy said, okay, no problem. And he takes the plate that she had been eating off of and scraped the food right back into the serving tray that was on the line that he was serving customers with. So that was the last time we went there.
Yep.
I think that was the first time too, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I immediately called the health department on him.
Yep. Pretty nasty stuff.
It was indeed. All right. This is rolling along. turn that down a little bit. I don't want it to boil over. This is no longer that hot. Yeah, just a little bit. Got to rinse this thing out. It's going to double now as my pasta pot. Woo! I just want to give it just a quick whirl. Get some water in there for pasta. All right.
Nate said, yep, not a good experience at all. For Uncle Les.
Oh, yeah, I bet not. I bet not. I've had a really bad experience at a Mexican restaurant one time. I don't know if it was necessarily the food, or maybe it was me, but let's just say that they probably wouldn't have wanted me to go back.
Natalie Nicole saying hello on her last break at work.
Hello, Natalie, Nicole. Last break at work. Glad you popped in. We're still a ways from the main event, so hopefully we'll see you when you get home. In the meantime, be safe. Especially on your way home, you never know what kind of idiots are out there. So, especially if they're like me. That's really something you got to watch out for. All right, what did I shut that off for? Maybe it's got to stay warm. Still warm. Okay. All right, what do I got to get going here now? I guess I'm gonna make the cheese sauce. Slide it back. Bring it around to a little bit of a rake here. Just kind of slow and easy. And put this thing on. Okay, this one. Turn that on. Try not to get lost in my own kitchen, guys. So I got a little bit of heavy cream. This is a low-cal, low-fat diet, by the way.
How close is that measuring cup to that burn?
It's like right in between.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with about half a cup, quarter cup of this heavy cream.
Les says he has a joke.
Okay, Les.
Les says what happens when you tell Humpty Dumpty a joke.
He cracks up. I don't know what.
I don't know. I'll have to wait and see.
You gotta wait and see. Well, that's a good question. I'm gonna guess he cracks up. I don't know if that's a good guess or not. But. Let's put this right here. I'm still gonna get my stick mixer. Just kind of getting ready for what's to come here.
Eli says, last joke, I promise. I got carded at the liquor store and my Blockbuster card fell out. This cashier said, never mind. And Nate says, yep, that's right. About Uncle Les's joke.
Oh, wow.
Humpty Dumpty.
Okay, so this is where my oh no comes in handy. This is super creamy as it is, and it's already pretty much mozzarella. Just gonna add some of that in. As well, I got some regular mutts that I'm going to add too. I will make use of this. It's okay. Okay, I'm gonna get myself a little swirly thing here. It's not gonna take a whole lot to make this. Get out my cheese. I'm gonna grate a little bit of this, and I got some fresh Parmesan to grate up. Start getting some veal ready to go.
Scott told Eli the day he turned 30, he went to the liquor store and said it was the first time he didn't get carded. I was like, oh, come on, card me, please.
Yeah, didn't really have that, thing of 21, get to go to the bar for the first time. When I was 18 in the military, once you join, you can go to the enlisted men's club and drink up, which I did and regretted, of course, a couple of times. But that's a different story. I guess that's why drinking age is 21 in most places, huh? Okay. I'm gonna melt in this a little bit of fresh there. That should make it nice and gooey. 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 He was a worm. Does anybody know what happened to Ooey Gooey? He was a worm. He sat upon the railroad track. He didn't see the train, so Ooey Gooey. Okay, that's looking pretty good. All right, to that, I am going to add, where is it? I just want a little bit of garlic. I had another spoon here. Not a lot, just a tad. How much is a tad? It's a little bit bigger than a schmidgen. That ain't too bad at all. Could use a little bit of pepper. I'm going to go with white on that. It's going to make a really nice sauce. Alright, now I just kind of need to let that slowly kind of do its thing. It'll lose a little volume. And I'll get on to some risotto here shortly. Somehow I used the wrong pan. Oh no, that one's for. I'm okay. It may not sound like it.
I was going to say, are you sure?
Okay, let's get these veal cutlets out here. Flip this board over. There's no place. Oh wow. Anywhere near us. Well, if it wasn't anywhere near us, we wouldn't have got them. But it was like 80 miles to find a butcher that actually had veal. But that's okay. It wasn't like we had to make that special trip for it. we're there anyway, so it all kind of worked out. It did. Stir. Don't want to burn it. That smells really nice. Just gonna shut it off. It should be okay. I'm gonna pull out some plastic and I'm gonna start beating this meat. I did say that.
Nate said him and Wild Man were able to get their hands on the new Mountain Dew Voodoo today.
Voodoo, huh? Did they have a Voodoo out last year?
Seems like they did.
I'm gonna have to look.
I don't remember what flavor it was.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't think anybody did. I think it was one of those mystery things that you never end up hearing. It's like hearing a song on the radio that you really like, but it's like song 1 of 50,000. You never get to hear the end of it. Or get to hear the song title. Boy, I'll never hear the end of that. Let me put this cheese away. It's starting to get warm in the kitchen. Okay. Let me start pounding this out a little bit here. This should be delicious. What's that noise? It's old guy beating his meat.
Eli said he wants to try the hard Mountain Dew, but they only released it in certain states.
You know, I think I've heard of that. I don't know if I've seen it here.
Nate said, yeah, they had 3 before, and this is their 4th one now. This new one they tried tasted like, just like Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, really? I can't wait to try it. I hope we get it here. Sometimes the product will have to be out for a couple of months before we see it.
Janice asked me where to get it, so I'll watch and see if we can find it here.
Okay. That looks pretty good. Get my little bread and station ready here. Can't forget my cheese. That's for my risotto. Alright. Keeping it together, folks. Keeping it together. So that goes there. No, this can go over here. Don't have that. Take that knife. We should take a break. Yeah? Take a break.
Where did we find the Voodoo at Kroger's?
The Voodoo? I think we ended up finding it at Wally World. Walmart, for those of you that...
I said Hulk fingers time.
What dinner time?
Hulk fingers.
Hulk fingers.
Yeah. And nobody ever told me what they had for dinner.
Come on, folks. This old guy was very nice and very polite. And what are you guys having for dinner? Now I want to know. Right now. You tell her. You answer Mrs. Old Guy right this minute. Don't make me come through this camera. Guarantee you won't like it. You don't think I will either. Alright. Let's get some of these tomatoes pureed out. I still want a little bit for some chunkage. If that sounds right, can you have chunkage in your sauce? Oh, look at that, Martha. He's got sauce chunkage.
Scott said that he really wants to try the hard Mountain Dew also. He saw someone review it and they said it was really good.
I bet it is. I wonder what flavors they have.
Eli had Sonoran dogs?
Sonoran dogs.
S-O-N-O-R-A-N?
Yeah, remind
What are
me
they?
again of what's on a Sonoran dog, if you would, please.
Scott had a hot pastrami sandwich, and it was really good. He's making meatloaf and having meatloaf sandwiches for dinner.
Yum, 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 yum. That all sounds good. I love pastrami sandwiches. Absolutely love them. Alright, crack a couple eggs here. Still gotta grate my Parmesan.
Miguel, sir?
I'm sorry?
Miguel?
Yo! Good evening, sir. I'm just kind of hoking around here. Gonna get the veal cutlets breaded and ready to go. Just because I can. But I still got a little ways yet. You know, still gotta crank out my pasta and still have to. What else do I have to do? I gotta do something over here. This is okay. Gotta finish my sauce. I gotta cook my.
Gotta make pasta.
Yeah. Well, I guess I got more stuff than I know. I gotta make risotto. A couple other little things. So I'm gonna need a fair amount of this Parmesan to kind of do it all. Mrs. Old Guy, if you would please. Nope. I do have a bowl. Okay. Now can I get it to hold still?
Jamie, sir? Hey, bro?
Well, Jamie, how's it going, man?
He says, what's up? Sorry I ain't been keeping up.
That's all right. How's Zena doing? She's a year old now, yeah?
Yeah.
For those of you that do not know, Zena was one of the puppies that Polly had from her first litter.
Yeah.
And Jamie is my brother-in-law, Mrs. Old Guy's brother.
Nate says, hey, Tom, what is veal actually?
Veal. Young cow, I guess. Good way to put it.
Eli says, Sonoran dogs. The main thing is bacon wrapped and beans. And you can add tomatoes, cheese, avocado, mushrooms, jalapenos, and all the fixings.
Well, that sounds really good.
Jamie said that Zena's doing good. He loves her. I can imagine you do.
Okay,
Sweet little girl.
Low. What's that?
Jamie said that she's doing
okay.
good and that he loves her. I said, yep, she's a sweet little girl.
She is. All right. Trying to get a little over a cup of this grated up here.
Nate said, okay. For what the others. Fluffy bearded man.
Hey, Robert.
I'll take a plate.
Well, I got an extra cutlet here. I might be able to hook you up. Okay, so I'm going to need about a half a cup of this Parmesan. Just happen to have a half a cup, measuring cup handy. Put that into my dish here. I got some Italian breadcrumbs. that in there. Mix up that cheese really well. Can't have too much if you ask me. I'm going to put another little pinch in there. Yeah. Okay. This is looking good. Blink. I'm going to grate up a little bit more because I got a little something extra than I'm going to do, I think. I think I'm going to do it. Kind of a last minute thought here.
Eli said that Hard Mountain Dew has cherry, watermelon, Baja, and regular.
The cherry sounds good. I'm not a big fan of like regular watermelon type flavor things. Never have been. I like watermelon, I just don't like the artificial watermelon flavor. Especially like Jolly Rancher and
It's a variety case, he says.
say what?
He said it was a variety case.
A variety case, huh? Nice. Well, you know, gives you a chance to try, you know, the different flavors. Got a little eggs here, guys. Sorry for the noise. Little salt and pepper.
Robert says, look at all that fresh cheese.
Mm-hmm. This is going to be a good one. Where's my pepper? Regular black pepper. Oh, come on. Darn thing doesn't ever want to open up. Okay.
Scott said, congratulations on being puppy parents again.
Yeah. We don't want to be puppy parents again. We really don't. It was totally by accident. We had to go somewhere for a day and visit my brother. And we put Chumley outside and left Holly inside. And when I walked into my front door, I don't know how he did it, but Chumley got the back door open. And they had been together for who knows how long. Could have been 20 minutes. Could have been all day. My guess it was all day. And then about a week ago, in fact, a week ago tomorrow, Mrs. Old Guy and I were distracted. He got her covering off, and next thing you know, they're mating in the front room missing. So, unfortunately,
She'll be fixed as soon as possible after these puppies.
yep.
Crazy Dad's here.
Chip! Good evening, sir.
He says, Veal Farm, now we're talking.
Now we're talking food. Big garbage uptown now. Alright, a little bit of flour. Let's get these veal cutlets breaded up, shall we? And then I'll get on to the risotto. In my little extra thing. Okay. Here we go. Who does wet hand, dry hand? Backhand, forehand, left hand, right hand, sleight of hand? Underhand? Into the eggs, into the Parmesan cheese and breadcrumb mixture. That's on there really good. It's not
Well,
gonna,
that door probably.
it won't hurt at all for this to sit for 10, 15, 20 minutes before it gets cooked up.
That way. You gotta go
It'll
that
help
way.
that coating stick real well. Almost knocked that flour on the floor, Mrs. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Then you'd have had a mess to clean up, huh?
What do you mean, me? Exactly that.
Jamie said there ain't no ghost pepper barbecue sauce like yours.
Oh, thank you, Jamie. You know, if you want me to, I'll send you some.
Eli says, wet hand, dry hand never works for him. Always end up with Hulk fingers anyway.
Yep. Same here. And actually, Hulk fingers are kind of fun. If you're at some place that has a deep fat fryer, you can kind of knock off that Hulk finger into the fryer. Sometimes it's pretty good. Sometimes it's not.
Les says, what do you think about barbecue beef ribs, mashed potatoes and noodles, and a cold drink on the side?
What do I think about that?
Yep. That was the question.
Well, I think it's okay, but the potatoes part of it would probably be like omitted, just for the fact that, as always, Mrs. O'Guy cannot consume potatoes thereof, and it's generally kind of a hassle just to mess with potatoes for one person. So, unless it's those hash brown things, sometimes I'll make myself one of those. All right. So that is breaded up, good to go.
Scott said his friends used to bred dogs, and when the females were in heat, the males would try to bite through the chain link fence to get to her. Oh, when they used to breed dogs, sorry.
Chumley, I tell you, he was driving us crazy. Panting as heavy and as fast as he. I mean, that dog was in heat. So much that he even, like I said, I think last week, that he made himself hoarse.
Yep.
From doing it.
He was.
It was terrible. All right, so where did I put it? Have you seen it? My can of. Where did I put it? A little can of tomato paste. I just had it here. Mrs. Old Guy, I'm going crazy. There it is. Had it in front of me this whole time. And I move it and I can't see it. Alright. Throw some tomato sauce in there. Ouch. Get the can. Yeah, sorry, I didn't make the tomato paste. I did see how it's done, though. I don't think we have the right environment for that. At least done in the old way. Am I done grating Parmesan? I think I am, but I think I'll leave my grater out just in case. Woohoo! I'm gonna have to taste the sauce here. What's it gonna take? You know? Get this stirred up a little more. And we will see what the sauce need or doesn't need. Almost there. Still seeing some swirls. There we go. All right. What do you think? Is it going to be good just the way it is? Or am I going to have to add something to it? What do you guys think? Let's see what they say. Am I going to have to add something more to my sauce? My red sauce? Or is it going to be good just the way it is? No salt, no pepper, nothing. Just good the way it is.
Eli wants to know if you would ever review MREs.
I've got 2 I'm going to review. So that answer is yes. I want to know what you people think.
Little Janice is here, just popping in and sent you a like. Also, nice to see you. Crazy Dad.
Good
Still
evening.
No answers yet.
Everybody answers yes?
No, no answers yet.
No answers yet. Okay. Well, I'm going to wait. I want to know what people think.
Janice says good that way it is.
Good the way it is. All right. Let's see what other people think here. If it's going to be good the way it is, or if I got to add something more to it. It smells good. It does. Got any more votes? No? Nobody else is going to vote? Needs more? Needs nothing? Needs something? Needs nothing? What do you think? Going fast.
No answers yet.
Okay, well, you can't say. Well, you can.
Oh, Scott says, what are we voting on?
We were voting on whether or not the sauce that I made is good just the way it is, or if I think I need to add something more to it. I still haven't said anything yet. I did taste it. It can go for a minute before I have to do anything if I do. Okay.
Crazy Dad said that he had boiled hot dogs with caterberry coney sauce and chicken dip.
Cool.
And told Nate that 'cause Nate asked him what he had for dinner. And he goes, I will bring some home if you like. And Nate says, please don't. It's not a very good meal, brother.
That's funny.
Yeah. More bacon is always the answer, Scott. Eli says. Scott says Italian seasoning.
I don't know. I don't have. That's the question is, if you think that I tasted it. Now, do I think I need to add anything more? Whatever, anything, or if I think it's perfectly good the way it is. That's what I want to know. What do you guys think? Okay. Is that still my cup? I don't think so. A little more Parmesan. Okay. Let's try 3.5. Take a look. Gonna grate a little more cheese. I want to make sure I got enough for my risotto.
Scott says it's probably good the way it is. You have been cooking longer than most of us.
Okay. So that's 2 for it's going to be good just the way it is. So far.
He still has oh no minutes though.
Well, yeah,
Like
like my
yesterday.
cheese. Easy 30-minute homemade mozzarella. 2.5 hours later, and I've got a giant mess in my kitchen. And a glob of sort of melty, cheesy, runny curd that tastes a little like mozzarella and a little bit like cottage cheese. So.
Crazy Dad said, thanks for making this great Italian dish, Tom. It's one of his favorites.
It's you're welcome. You know what the sad part is? Glasses, I'd really like to do this for you in person. That, you know, I think that would be a much better time. Not that I don't have a good time with you guys watching and so forth, but I think you know what I mean. That'd be great. Start going from state to state and doing live streams from people's house. You know, and cooking them the dinner that they requested. That would be fun.
Natalie wants to know what's on the menu.
Natalie, tonight it is veal parmesan and risotto. I've got the sauce going right here. I don't know if you can see that. So you can let me know. Yep. Not really. Not really? No. Sauce is in the pan.
Eli says he is to bacon what OG is to kumquats. J Mark's here. Hey guys, I'm in Alaska for 2 weeks, so I'll have a very limited internet. Doing my best to catch up on comments and watch your videos.
Oh, thank you, J-Mart. Dude, I hope you have a good time up there. From what I've seen, Alaska is a pretty exciting place to go, so I hope you have a blast. I really do. Hey, thanks for taking the time to hang out and see what old guy's up to. Veal parmesan tonight. There's that veal all breaded up, ready to go. We are coming up on the tail end of things here.
Natalie says she's never had risotto.
No, Mrs. Old Guy has never had risotto either.
No.
So there'll be some firsts tonight, I reckon.
Les said that would be awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna set this aside.
Eli says OG's national tour.
That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun, and I would absolutely love to do that. But without some sponsors, there's no way that I could drive around the country.
Scott says I love chicken parm. I don't think I've ever had veal.
Yeah, well, veal parm is really good too, provided the veal is tender. I mean,
Beep.
Yes, I hear it beeping.
Beep. Crazy Dad said that would be so awesome. That would be a great idea for a Food Network show.
We're almost done. I'm going to give it just another second here. And what am I going to cool it on? I guess I'll just cool it on.
Did you hear
Yeah, Food Network needs to do what now? Didn't quite catch.
That would be awesome. That
Oh,
would
to
be
do
a
that?
Great idea for a Food Network show.
Yeah, it would.
Natalie says, I like that idea of going to people's houses in different states to make us dinner.
Yeah, I think it would be a lot of fun too. But, we got two big dogs.
Yep.
It's not like we could hop into the car and tool on up. As much as I wish we could. Something going on there, Mrs. Old Guy?
No.
Okay. We got the highway right here.
Car's doing the speed limit.
Wow.
No.
Well, okay, yeah, it attracted her attention. We never give people that go the speed limit here. It's ridiculous.
Eli says, OG's Roadshow.
That would be fun. I'd absolutely love it. I'd absolutely love it. Okay. That's on the simmer. That's still hot.
Lisa says, hey Tom, how about making shish kebabs on the grill and some hot rice?
Shish kebab. Can you write that down?
Yep.
Yeah, sorry about that. Getting a live stream outside so far. Problem with some of the things that I'm cooking, it really requires the use of an oven or stovetop. It so that's mainly the reason. It's not that I don't want to. Well, and then last weekend I would have, but the weekend before there was rain in the forecast.
Yep. Scott said the blueberry tacos you made with Val looked really good. That was a great video. Fun seeing you two cook at the same time.
Yes, they were actually strawberry tacos, but yes, they were delicious. And Mrs. Olga and I did a version of it with peach. As a matter of fact, that's going to be our dessert next weekend, is the peach tacos.
Yep.
So,
Natalie says you can come over to Illinois. We got a whole lots of nothing and cornfields. Just like Doug, cornfields.
Yep, cornfields. Okay, so got my onion in here. Powder.
Yeah, those tacos were really delicious.
Yeah, they were.
The peach ones.
They were. So were the strawberry.
Yep.
Kind of rinse off a little bit. Yeah.
Jamie says, yes, I agree with Natalie. Illinois has nothing good. Yes, I've lived there. That's where my grandkids live. My daughter.
Okay. Yeah.
Scott says, peaches are in season. I just made peach cobbler. That was really good.
Oh yeah. It is peach season. That's for sure.
Lisa says, that's okay, next time.
Okay. Now just a little tad of garlic.
Eli can't wait for camping season to come around.
For what season?
Camping?
Camping?
Yep.
Is it like next year? Or is it camping season different there in your state? Which I imagine it probably is.
Probably is because it's so hot there.
Okay. Got the real stuff. Real Alborio. Okay. Make sure that gets covered really well. Turn down my heat. Let that simmer like that for just for just a second. Scanning. There it is. Okay.
James says, yep, we just picked up Colorado peaches here in Oklahoma.
Nice.
Tom's brother came from Iowa to get some too.
All right, so we got a quarter cup of white wine.
Eli says camping season is fall/winter unless you're RV and it's way too hot here now.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. Makes sense.
Scott says he's converting his old SUV so that he can camp in it. Jamie said he's waiting for Rocky Ford Cantaloupe to get there.
Yum, yeah. We're fond of the cantaloupe too. So risotto, if you've never had it, it's a variety of rice that's grown in the Alborio region of Italy. It's a really short grain rice, and if you cook it this way, and it really picks up the flavor of whatever you put in it. So this is just like I guess it would be a regular or classic risotto with Parmesan cheese. But wild mushroom risotto is real popular. Blah blah blah. But it's just a matter of kind of stirring, adding more liquid, a little at a time here, and you just keep stirring. And as it absorbs the liquid, you keep adding more. It takes a few minutes, but it's worth it. At the end, I'll throw some of that Parmesan cheese in there. Uh-oh. They're okay.
Lucky you.
Lucky me. But I need to get them off of here really quick so that they don't stick.
Are you coming this way this year, Jamie? This fall?
I might get all of them, maybe, probably not. Yeah, barely.
Aw.
Barely. Okay, let me get back to my risotto here. Okay. Whew. Narrowly avoided disaster.
Yeah. Lucky.
Okay. Turn it down, I did. Things are looking okay. Haven't messed up too badly.
Yay.
The risotto may not be as hot as I'd like you to have it, you know, but it's just something I'm going to have to deal with, and you too.
Yep. Eli says, hashtag almost, oh no.
Almost. Very, very close. Very close, especially because I forgot to put a little oil in that pan too. If I would have done that, they wouldn't have stuck at all. Alright, one more broth. This is just some chicken stock, by the way. If you want to use beef broth, use beef, vegetable stock, whatever.
Natalie says she made a creamy chicken tater tot casserole the other night. It was so good.
Yum. Yeah, a few nights ago, I made Mrs. Old Guy and I a chicken casserole. That also was really good. But we can't do the taters. You know, otherwise I'd try that on a chicken tater casserole, you bet.
Yeah.
Can't. This old guy can't do it. It's just not worth making it for one. Running out of stuff to drink here. Guess I'm gonna have to crack open Big Red. You are going crazy out there, folks.
Eli asked Scott if he was making an overlander with his SUV that he's turning into a camper. And Scott says, kind of, just a removable frame so I have a nice space to sleep. I have watched a few videos, nothing crazy.
Oh, that's cool, though.
Yeah.
One of my old buddies many, many years ago refitted one of the small school buses. Turned out to be a pretty cool little RV.
Yeah. Eli asked, does the stock have to be hot when adding it to the risotto?
Yes, sir. It does. That's why it's been sitting over here. You know, you can still kind of see it steaming. Yes. You know that, Eli. You know that.
He's quizzing you.
He's quizzing me. No, ice cubes in it. Makes it real tough, grainy almost. I think I'm done with the corkscrew type wine. Corkscrew wine can go away. I can set the rice aside. Oh, it's looking good.
Smells good.
Sauce is simmering along nicely, and I'm still not going to say anything as to whether or not I think it needs something or not. I still have time. Alright, this is looking good. Still a little ways out. Takes about 20 minutes roughly to cook risotto through. A little more if you like it, more creamy. And that's probably how Mrs. Old Guy's going to prefer it, so that's how I'm going to do it. Risotto! Doesn't it sound like Japanese or Chinese or something? Risotto. You know, and same with tiramisu. That almost sounds like it could be Japanese or Chinese. Not necessarily Italian.
Natalie says, what's your favorite type of music you like to listen to?
Most generally classic rock. You know, Zeppelin, Doors, Beatles, Moody Blues, New Riders of the Purple Sage, Uriah Heep, Ted Nugent, you know, the classic rock stuff. But I also like classical music. I like jazz. I like some jazz. I really like ragtime piano. I have other music interests, but mostly I listen to classic rock.
Scott wants to know, is there any kind of food you don't like?
That I don't like?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't like menudo. Don't ask me why, but I don't like menudo. Now, maybe it was the menudo that I tried that particular time that I didn't like, but I don't think so. Yeah, I heard that what I ate was pretty traditional, and it's like, no, I'm not a fan of menudo. I do not like sauerkraut. I like lots of German food. I like lots of Mexican food, but I just, yeah, no good on that. I don't like, what are they called? Like the 100-year eggs or whatever, you know, the balut, the duck eggs, you know, the baby ducks in the egg, and I don't like the century eggs or whatever they're called. I don't care for them. There's definitely food that I don't like. I don't like raw oysters. I never have. I like cooked oysters just fine, but I never have liked just slurping one down. To me, it's, pardon the expression, is like sliding down a big booger. Yuck!
Jenna said both of those names sound Japanese.
They don't they? See what I mean? It's almost like somebody's name.
Risotto sounds like something samurais yell before they sacrifice themselves.
That's right. Or somebody's name. You know, Risotto Teriyaki or Risotto Tiramisu. This is my friend, Risotto Tiramisu.
Janice says menudo is a hangover food.
Oh, well, no wonder I don't like it. I never have hangovers.
And Scott said, what about menudo the band?
I can't say because I don't think I've ever listened to any Menudo the band. Gotta be honest.
Natalie says she's not a fan of straight up sliced cheese or the cheese that you put in lasagna. The ricotta.
Oh, ricotta? You don't like ricotta? Yeah. I used to hate when I would get lasagna that was made with cottage cheese instead of ricotta. I like cottage cheese, I just don't like it in lasagna. But yeah, everybody has their taste. I don't like Limburger, that nasty foot cheese. Lots of stuff. I don't like feta cheese. Lots of people love feta. I am not a fan.
Jamie said, yes, I drink. I agree with Janice. Menudo is a great hangover cure.
Well, see, Jamie would know. Jamie would know. Okay.
Scott says, I can't believe century eggs are a thing. Have you ever had surströmming?
No.
If not, would you try it?
The answer to that is going to be a straight up no. I've watched way too many videos well, okay. It's not that I wouldn't do it, but it seems like a really big just waste of money to open up a can of something that's probably going to make me puke. Now, if I want to do that, I can just get some of that fart spray and spray it into a sandwich bag and take a couple of good whiffs. It'd be about the same result, and it would be a whole lot cheaper. Because I wouldn't be able to eat any of that surströmming, I guarantee you that.
Jenna says, if you try surströmming, make sure you open the can outside. Well, he ain't gonna try it in the house for sure.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be, yeah. Mrs. Old Guy watched the same videos I did. There's no way.
Eli said, maybe you would like oysters if you put chocolate syrup on them.
Oh! You know what? I'm going to make that. I will eat raw oysters with chocolate syrup on them when I reach 1,000 subscribers. I will eat chocolate syrup or have raw oysters with chocolate syrup when I get to 1,000 subs. That's the best I can do.
Jamie says, have you ever baked with duck eggs, like a cake, etc.?
No, I haven't. I've eaten duck eggs. They're great, yeah. But I've never baked with them or cooked with them. I imagine they'd be just like any other egg. You know, just like a chicken egg, just bigger. It was fine when I had it. It was a fried egg. Tasted like a fried egg.
Scott says he cooked heart and liver for his dog once and almost threw up. It smelled so bad.
We used to do that for our guys too. We, make some, like gizzards and stuff from chicken, and beef liver.
They still get liver once in a while.
They do. Slow going on the risotto, folks. Not much I can do about it, but that's what's up if you want risotto.
Natalie says you should do a Q&A for your 1K.
Sure. I mean, I do Q&A all the time anyway, so why not? In fact, while I'm sitting here just kind of swizzling the risotto, if you guys want to do a little Q&A,
Jenna says you had better write that down, Mrs. Holden.
You better. You had better.
Yep, we'll remember that for sure. Eli says, "Don't tempt me, OG. I'll go Matt's Twitch and send a raid over. LOL."
Matt's Twitch. Send a raid.
Eric says, forget Emerald lasagna. Old Guy's Kitchen on the Food Network, Saturdays, 12 p.m. My grandpa would have loved your show. He served in the 7th Division Infantry, the U.S. Army. I tell you, Scottish best, he said.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. Well, yeah, thanks for that. Yeah. Geez, I don't know. Am I Food Network material? Am I charming enough? Is this my good side? Or is this my good side? Whichever one hides that big gut goes. Getting there still, kind of just, taking its time like risotto does. We got time to get finished up here. Love risotto. And I thought it was a good opportunity to make it anyway. Since Mrs. Old Guy has never had it, and I've been wanting her to try it, it's like, well, why not? The arboreal rice is not, you can't find it at every store, but
Eric says better than Anthony Bourdain.
better than Anthony Bourdain, huh? Yeah, but at least he got to travel places.
Eli says the ones that got him into cooking was Emerald, Rick Bayless, and Martin Yan.
Yen can cook.
Yan was good.
Yep, we
Martin was
used
good.
to watch a lot of Yen Can Cook, and also Justin Wilson, Southern guy. I don't know how many of you have seen or heard of Justin Wilson.
Someone just bumped the camera.
Whoops. Readjustment. Alright, readjusted. Alright, come on, risotto.
Scott says YouTube videos got him into cooking.
Nice.
And Janice says you could end every show with "I shake my belly at you."
And for you, I shake my belly. I might have to get a little more water. In fact, let me turn. Which one is which here? Turn on the right burner here. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Let's turn that heat up a little bit. Not going to have quite enough stock. That's okay. I'll add a little bit of water. Won't take a whole lot more, I don't think, but
Scott says, "Do you have a funny thing, Chum and Polly story?"
Well, got a pretty good Polly one, I reckon. A couple of years ago, she was just a puppy. We had been doing some remodeling in the house. We had this old roll linoleum floor. Been here probably since the early 60s. And I planned on replacing it. But Mrs. Old Guy and I took off for a little while. Had some shopping to do, left the puppies here. And Polly managed to tear a section of that linoleum tile, about 8 feet long, maybe 5 feet wide. She just tore a great big chunk out of it. And there was a bunch of old newspaper underneath. I guess they put it to help kind of level the floor off or whatever, but she got a hold of that too, and that was all over the house.
Yep, that was a mess.
But that's not quite as bad of a mess as she made when I had left a box of these soybean chocolate energy drink things. I had a case of them sitting on the floor, and we left them. And I came back, and there was, out of the 14 box, there was one left in the case, and there was chewed up boxes all over the place. I don't think she ate any of it or drank any of it. She just chewed open the boxes, and there was chocolate drink everywhere. So, yeah, they wreaked a little bit of havoc. Crazy kids. All they could do is laugh. I mean, she chewed up some of my CDs one day.
Yeah.
So, but now she really doesn't do it too much anymore, chew stuff up. And we've also learned to leave her something, you know, a little cardboard box, like maybe the empty box from a 12-pack of soda, or a cardboard box from somewhere. Give her something to do, something to chew up if she feels like it.
Scott says dogs are awesome.
Dogs are great. Come on now, Risotto.
Tom taught Chumley to give kisses too. You don't give you a lick, he'll actually
Come up and he'll
come up
bump,
and he'll
bump lips too. Don't bump lips. He does it really quick. It's just a, you know, but he does it. He doesn't take time like Daddy when I go, mwah! He doesn't, you know. Most of the time when I do that, I get a face full of.
Eli says, CDs? What are those? Just kidding.
CDs, yeah, what are those? What are paid telephones? Okay. Well, I'm going to grab another taste and I'll tell you. It is really good, but I think I'm going to have to add about a tablespoon of sugar.
Scott says his dog loved to tear up boxes. He used to chew up his kiddie pool and carry it around. Polly's a chewer. Chumley's not, but Polly is.
Yep. Chumley has kind of a security blanket thing though.
Yeah.
When he lays down, we got a blanket for him, and he'll take his front paws and kind of scoop it up a little bit, and he'll bite down on it, and it's kind of like
Security.
yeah, it's a security blanket for him. He just holds it in his mouth, and he kind of every now and then he'll kind of chew it, and then he'll go to sleep.
Yep.
You wake up with this really soggy, disgusting part of that blanket, but
Jamie says, love you guys, I'm going to sleep.
hey,
Have a
look
good
at
night,
you, bro.
James.
Thanks for coming in.
Yes.
Oh, this risotto's looking.
Hopefully we see you at the end of September.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but
All right. Risotto's starting to look like it might be at least on the way to being fully cooked. Might end up going a little over. May have over anticipated the length of this risotto thing here.
Janice says, do Chumley and Polly like to play in water?
No, they don't, as a matter of fact. We've taken them for walks like down by the river and whatnot. And they get up and sniff it and, you know, maybe put their paw in. They're not,
Not big.
they don't like water too much.
Scott says that his dog would always knock over his dirty clothes hamper and make a bed out of his clothes to sleep in.
That's right on. Let me get just a little taste of this and see how we're doing. Tastes good. We're almost there. Almost there. Add a little more water. Alright. I gotta make myself some room here. This sauce is okay. That's okay. Gotta finish this risotto here. I'm gonna bring in the big guns to cook my to cook that veal. But I gotta get myself a little room here to do it. So
You make sure those back burners aren't hot too.
yep. Well, I had it on warm. It shouldn't be too bad. This should be the last batch of water I need in here. Gotta buy new knobs. Okay. I think we're safe.
Scott says he has a can of San Marzinos. He doesn't know what to do with. He might make a sauce.
Why not? Why not? Hey, you know what? Should we take a second and spin for week after next? What's next week again?
Chicken teriyaki.
Chicken teriyaki.
Teriyaki chicken, whatever.
And who is that?
Joe.
Joe. Ah, my son.
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna spin for week after next. Here we go. And we have hang on here. Miso chicken. M-I-S-O. Miso chicken. That's Brandi. Okay? Got that?
Got it.
Coming up.
Natalie said today was an interesting day at work at her store. Her store manager decided to quit 6 days before inventory.
You know, that's the one thing out of all the things that I had to do as a chef and kitchen manager, inventory was the one thing I hated the absolute most. I mean, get an accurate count of how many packages of ketchup you got left in that box. Yep.
Yeah, it says doing inventory sucks so much work, and it's so boring.
Yep. Especially if you're in a place that has a large volume of inventory, you know, a lot of different stuff. It's not very fun. Okay.
What about those teams of inventory people that come in and like inventory stores or something? What do you think about that?
I don't know. It's their job all the time.
That would be really boring.
Yeah, it takes a special kind of person to do that. You know, there's no way I can, just. Nope. I didn't like doing it to start with. I wouldn't want to make a living at it, so let me get some of this stuff out of my way. Done with all that. That helps a little Nice. Half a tablespoon of butter in there. Get that Parmesan cheese.
Scott said that he used to be a manager at a vitamin store, and doing inventory took like 4 days, and it was hideous.
Well, yep. Never have liked it. A little bit of fresh parsley in there right at the very last. Oh man, that risotto smells really, really good. All right, let me turn this off.
Did you make pasta?
I made pasta. I got it. All I got to do now is get it cranked out. So, but that's gonna have to sit there. Cover it so it kind of stays warm a little bit. Boy, pasta. Here we come. Got water getting hot.
Natalie says that she works for Walmart and her department has been getting ready for a month and not sure if they're gonna make it in time.
For what?
Inventory.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun either. Nope, nope, nope. No inventory anywhere. Okay. I don't even like to take my own inventory. My head's on. I got my arms.
It says Iron Chef in Colorado.
Iron Chef. More like softened butter. Well, the pasta feels good. Pasta feels really good. Water's getting hot. I have my salt here. What did I do with my salt? There it is. Bang, throw a little salt in that water. Crank out some pasta. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. Hurry up.
Well, I'm trying. That reminds me of this crook and his wife are walking down the street. And they go by this dress shop. And the crook's wife says, "Oh, look at that dress. I sure would like to have that dress. Can you get me the dress?" So the crook takes a brick out of his pocket. He throws it through the window, and he gets her the dress. They walk down the street a little bit more, and they pass a shoe shop, and she sees a pair of shoes in there. She says, "Oh, I love those shoes. They match the dress. Give me the shoes, please, honey, please." So he takes a brick out of his pocket. He throws it through the window, and he gets her the dress. Or, yeah, excuse me. Thank you, Mrs. O'Gay. He gets her the shoes. They walk down a little street a little bit more, and they go by a purse shop. And she says, "Oh, please, you got to get me this purse to match the shoes and the dress." And he looks at her and he says, "What, do you think I'm made of bricks?" All right. Pasta.
Scott said that he didn't realize for a year that pasta water was liquid gold.
Yes. Can be used so many ways. In fact, I made something the other night. I don't remember what it was. What did I use? What did we make the other night there? Oh, my chicken casserole.
Yep.
Some of the pasta water went into the casserole. Woohoo! Rolling out very nicely. Risotto's done. All I gotta do is let that burner set for a second. I can plug that electric skillet in and get the last part of this dinner on the move. Oop. Don't make too big of a mess. Oh yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Yep. Very good.
Natalie says, would you ever dye your beard a fun color?
Sure. Let's see, what, about a couple of years ago, I dyed my hair trying to do a trippy food parody, so
Yeah.
yeah, why not?
You bleached it and dyed it.
I bleached it and dyed it, yes. In about 20 minutes of each other.
He says, like for the holidays and stuff.
Trim my beard, ho ho ho.
Color it.
Yes, color it. Yeah, trim
Right.
it, you know, like trimming a tree.
Eli says, what's your favorite pasta shape?
My favorite pasta, what? Shape?
Yes.
I really don't have a favorite pasta shape. Hate to say it, but for me, pasta's just pasta. No matter what shape it is. Some shapes lend itself better to some foods than others, but you know. Let me get this down here and out of the way. These go right here.
Thanks for getting a drink and
Got a
drowning.
nice boiling water. Get a little flour on these. Don't want them sticking together. Okay. We are ready to start putting this food together. I don't care that I'm going to run a little long. Okay. Got a 350. Put some oil in there. Close enough, I'm going to pull out some plates and a couple of bowls.
Yay.
I do have one last little ingredient. Woohoo! That's getting hot. Got some prosciutto. I can't make it resealable, can we? Is that it? It is.
Eli said, will there be an OGIC3 reunion?
Yes, I'm sure there will be.
Crazy Dad said that he likes angel hair pasta.
As do I. That's what I make when I make pasta. I make angel hair almost every time.
Yep. I don't really like angel hair.
Okay, you want to be that way. Let that pan get hot. Imagine it's about as hot as I'm going to want it. All right, let's get these started. Get that all spread around. Nice. Perfect. That looks really good. So this prosciutto, I am going to give it a nice little chiffonade, and then I'm going to nest it on top of the veal parm. Okay, that's good. Do I got an, oops, come on parsley. All right, is that enough? Don't want it sticking together. Looking good. Good. Okay, now my other spatula. Okay. This is where the recipe is going to vary. Now, veal parm, you one side for a minute and then the other side. Then you put it in whatever, put some of the marinara or your tomato sauce and some mozzarella cheese. And put it in there and let it melt. And there's your veal parmesan. Like I said before, I'm going to have this mozzarella sauce on the top. And I'm going to brown it a little bit by using my torch. I'm going to blaze it a little bit on the top. And that way we'll have that same kind of crispy little cheese taste that you get along with my fancy little garnish. So, all right, let me get this cut up. Looks like a mess, but it is delicious. Okay, how we doing here? Good, not quite ready to flip yet. And let's see, this marinara is still plenty warm. So I'll sit her over here, and I'm going to get this mozzarella sauce back on the rewarm. Oh yeah, these are looking real good. Oh, beautiful. These are looking gorgeous, guys. Pasta will go in the pot here in a minute. It takes like 2 minutes maybe for that pasta to cook.
Scott says pasta is pasta, but I like certain types depending on what I'm cooking.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Some shapes are better for some things, but other than that, pasta's pasta. I don't need to use elbow macaroni to have macaroni and cheese. I'll use spaghetti noodles. I don't care. I know, I'm such a barbarian. I don't know where my regular sieve is. Regular strainer.
Is it a drainer?
Well, no, it shouldn't be. But it might be. Stuff piles up quick, folks. Okay. As long as I got room to drain it, we're good. Okay. Shut that off. Get this pasta in here. Oh, woohoo! There we go.
Chumley wants to bite.
You want a bite? Sure you do, buddy. But you're not getting any. Sorry. Sorry, Charlie. Even though your name's Chumley. Beautiful. One of the reasons I didn't want to put this in the oven and cook it that way. The sauce, if I do it that way, it's going to ruin my crispiness on that crust right here. Nice, crispy, crunchy crust. I don't want to just... I don't want to just let it sog out.
Eli said, Inspector Chum approves.
Yeah. Chum approved. Pasta's ready. That's ready.
You gotta go out that door, Chum. Go out that door.
That's warm. Ladle here. Soda there. All right.
There.
I think I am ready.
Boy.
This is okay. Hand me El Torcho, please. All right. Time to plate up.
Do Chum and Polly ever get leftovers? Scott asked.
It depends on what we're having. If we're having just like some plain grilled chicken breast or something like that, sure. But if it's got a bunch of slices and whatnot, nope, they don't get things like bread or things like that.
I don't get very many scraps at all.
Did I not get some of that? Boy, I am so lagging behind here. Okay. Get a new pile. Pile of the pasta. Delicious tomato sauce. A little bit on the parm right there. Alright. Now some of this cheese sauce here. That looks beautiful.
It looks really good.
It does.
It's a huge plate.
Well, you'll be okay.
Maybe.
Come on. Oop, that. Come on. Woohoo! Fireworks! Okay, a little dab of this prosciutto right on the top. I'll do mine again here. Get this little guy set up. Some risotto. Not quite as hot as I wanted it to be, but let's see. Fork, a knife. Let me give the folks a peek here. This is old guy. Okay, Uncle Les. Veal Parmesan with risotto. Looks delicious. Homemade just about everything there. Feast your eyes, folks. Wah, 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 wah. All right, here you go, Mrs. Old Guy.
Thank you.
I shan't not make you wait further. All right. A little risotto on here.
Scott says.
No, wait, Mrs. Old Guy.
What'd you forget?
I forgot your little garnish here. I'll have to show the folks on mine. That should have been right like that. All right. I
Eli
forgot the
says that's a
garnish.
heck of a dinner.
I forgot the. I'm sorry, who said that?
Eli.
Eli. And it is a heck of a dinner. All right, there's some pasta. Nice little nest. Tomato sauce.
Natalie says that looks so good. Is it too late to cook for dinner?
No, I still got one left here. Still got a cutlet. But you better hurry. Kitchen closes in about 20 minutes.
Faded J says looks good. Nate?
Come on. Okay, same thing. Get that caramelization. You didn't see that. I'll have to leave some a little so you can see it a little better on this one. That'll work. Well, no, not really. It's not what I wanted. Come on. Come on.
That risotto's really good. Really delicious.
You like it? Scorch the top of that too. Whoop. Come on. Bang. And get that stand up on there. Okay, that's what I forgot about Mrs. Old Guy's plate. Is that garnish of crispy Parmesan cheese to go with it, and then of course the prosciutto, a little bit of a crispy edge right there on that cheese sauce. All right. My favorite part. I get to sit down and eat something. All right. Now, is it any good? What do I do with my fork? I always put down my fork somewhere. All right. Guess I'm going to give the risotto a try first. Risotto is really nice. I prefer it a little softer. That's really good. All right, now the star of the show, the veal. It's cooked. Now the question is it tender?
Scott said that was a lot of work, but well worth it, it looks like.
I'm sorry, who?
Scott.
Scott. Scott, it is definitely well worth it. And by the way, in case you were wondering, Mrs. Old Guy brought some tiramisu for dessert that I made the other day. If you haven't seen the video, check it out. All right. Now let's get a bite of this with everything on it. The sauce, a little bit of prosciutto. Here we go. Some less.
John said everything looks delicious.
That is really good. The veal is a really rare treat. It is really good.
Yes.
The last time that I had veal was just a few weeks after I'd gotten out of the hospital from my ordeal, and still wasn't quite there. And the veal didn't turn out very good at all. It was the first thing I cooked after getting out of the hospital, and it just wasn't good at all.
Scott says, isn't veal pretty expensive?
Oh yeah. These 3 little tiny pieces that I got, I think it was maybe like 10 ounces or so between the two, came to pretty close to $20 for less than a pound. So yeah, it's pretty expensive. Pretty expensive. But well, that's what makes it such a treat. So. Not something that happens all the time.
Nope.
Uncle Les, I think you'd. I think you'd be on this like a wild man.
Is fried Parmesan or whatever?
Uh-huh.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that little bit of crispy parm.
Yeah. The prosciutto goes really good on this.
Thank you. A little nest of prosciutto. This pasta came out really good. A minute longer, and I may have not liked it as much. It's just right. It's not all sticking together.
He says this has been a fun stream.
Oh, it's been fun for me. Oh. I do want to remind you folk that coming up mid to late September, Old Guys Radio Theater will make its first premiere. So that's something that's coming up, and I hope to really get a lot of good reviews from watching it. So I'm excited. I am excited. Well, I'm sorry, guys, but I'm gonna chow down a little bit more of this before I even touch that tiramisu. No breakfast and a super light lunch.
Scott says, oh yeah, I wanted to ask you, where can we listen to your radio channel?
Well, it's not really a radio channel. It will be essentially a video with a picture of a radio. And you listen to the story just like you would have back in the 1930s, 1940s, when they had no TV, and everything was done on the radio. They had lots of different radio shows. They had comedies and westerns and dramas and murder mysteries and all kinds of stuff, spooky shows. So I'm trying to kind of do my best at not really reproducing, but kind of remaking some of the old radio shows in a different style and whatnot. So I hope y'all watch them. I hope y'all listen to them when they come out. So, like I said, they'll be up mid to late September, or the first one will be. The one thing about this piece of Parmesan, you let it sit on top of like the sauce or something for a couple minutes, it softens up a little bit.
Scott says, what are you guys going to talk about?
It's a story. They will be stories, kind of like watching a TV show. Only you can't see anything. It's all audio. So there's lots of sound effects and so forth to make sure that you're carried along with the story. But that's basically it. It's just it's a program. It's a show, a story that that you can only hear. Now, if you haven't ever listened to anything like that, I'm going to suggest on YouTube here, look up Gunsmoke Gunsmoke radio show, and you'll see there's a whole bunch of them. And as you listen to it, there's just this black and white picture that says Gunsmoke, and that's all you see. But you hear the program. So in this case, the Gunsmoke was a radio show for several years, and then it became a TV show. So
yeah, he said he'll definitely check it out. Scott did, and then Eli said like War of the Worlds.
Yeah, like War of the Worlds. Yes, a radio play. A radio play. So that's why I called it a radio theater, because that's kind of what it is, even though it's not technically on the radio. Maybe someday. Well, this is going down quick and easy, and that tiramisu is calling my name.
Scott said his dad really liked Gunsmoke. And then he says to Eli, funny, people thought that War of the Worlds was a real alien invasion.
Well, a lot of people did, but it was a lot different. Things were different back then. If the radio was it, and they were used to hearing stories come in from Second World War. This happened, that happened. It was their number one source for any kind of news or whatever. So, the people that heard the beginning of the program were okay, because they heard him say that it was, a radio play adopted from the book by H.G. Wells, and, it was a radio play. But people that tuned in after that didn't realize it. They thought it was real news. So.
Little Jem says, good choice, wild man. The meal looks good.
This was an amazing choice.
Scott says, I'm so glad I grew up in the time without cell phones.
Me too. Me too, because I did a lot of stuff that maybe it's a good thing I didn't get photographed. I'm almost done with this, and I'll be on the tiramisu. And thanks for hanging with me. But this is such a rare treat that I really don't want to stop until it's done.
Sure got really good.
It did. That little added piece of Parmesan cheese there. I'm just going crazy, folks. They're so good, my tongue just slapped the back of my head. Almost knocked me out.
Scott said he just put in his meatloaf. He can't wait for the sandwiches.
Love a good meatloaf. Do you use just plain ground beef, or do you like to do half ground beef and half ground pork? Or just wondered, there's lots of different ways for a meatloaf. Oh. I could not help but hang out and enjoy every last bite of that veal. It's been, what, 3 years or so?
Something like that.
All right. Dessert. Oh. Get my cripply legs up to work here. For those of you that didn't see the video, there it is, and that was totally made from scratch.
Can you tilt it a little bit? There you
I made the mascarpone, I made the lady fingers, made the sauvignon. I think for my very first tiramisu, it turned out pretty dang good. Oh, there you go, Mrs. O'Day.
Thank you.
These are the last two pieces, because I have been scarfing it down.
Eli says, who remembers pagers? I only got to see the tail end.
Pagers? Yeah. Yep. Many a drug dealer caught by their pager.
Yep. Scott says he just does ground beef with onions, garlic, parsley, crackers, and an egg and a seasoning. And then he has a topping that he puts on it.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, that, you know, your standard meatloaf. That's awesome. That's what I do.
Scott says that he remembers pagers and dial-up.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Yum.
I'm in my happy place. I'm just gonna float away.
Jana said that she remembers rotary phones.
Oh yeah. My parents' rotary phone.
Yeah.
I even remember my parents' old phone number from like when I was a youngin'.
Yeah.
That was back when they didn't have, you had to remember it.
Yep, that's it.
So my list of friends' numbers were limited. Man.
Scott says he'll have to try meatloaf with half pork and half ground beef. Never thought of trying that.
It is really good.
Natalie says she bought a calendar the other day and it says, oh, and its days are numbered.
Okay. If you were trapped in a room with no doors and no windows, and all you had in there was an old box spring mattress and a calendar, how would you eat and how would you drink? No doors, no windows, just this cube of a room that you're in. How would you eat and how would you drink? Let's see who knows that one.
Scott says he still remembers he ran into a kid who didn't know what a crank window was.
Oh.
And he felt old.
Yep. Know what you mean. I feel old. Who's Paul McCartney? I really feel old.
Wow, this was super good. I am really full. And I didn't even finish.
Well, if you can't eat all of your tiramisu, let me know and I'll finish it. This is the first time I made it, and I can guarantee 100% this is not the last time.
No. Next time we'll make more, put a stronger coffee in it.
Yep. That's the only thing needed, I think. Yep. This old guy and I agree. With that stronger coffee flavor.
Yeah.
But for the first time.
Scott said, my dad said the AC in the car was a luxury when he was growing up.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, things were different.
Natalie says, I remember burning music on a CD. I could probably still do it in my sleep.
Yep, and I remember recording cassette tapes.
Yep.
Oh, Mrs. Old Guy left me a bite. Thank you, Mrs. Old Guy.
You're welcome. Just because I'm so full.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, any reason to eat it is okay.
You're very welcome. Scott said that he used to burn CDs all the time. Yep.
I burned a few, and then I learned how to actually write them. Burned a few. All right. That was dumb.
You know, I said to Natalie, the LimeWire days, viruses for days. It's about right.
Yep. And what was that other site that was kind of like that? Pirate Bay or something.
Yeah.
Another good way to pick yourself up a nasty virus.
Natalie says she's guilty. She used likewise.
Well, holy smokatokies. I'm telling you, Uncle Les, that was a really great idea. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Very good.
It is about time for us to kind of make way.
Yes.
But, as always, I like to give people that last minute opportunity to, make any more comments or more suggestions for dinners. Great time to do it. great time. This old guy and I absolutely love this. This is great. I love doing this.
Scott says, anyone remember getting AOL CDs in the mail like every day?
Yes. AOL. Yeah, boy, that was a little while ago. Free download.
Yeah. Crazy Dad said that everything looks good.
Thank you, Tim. And thank you, Uncle Les. Really great dinner. Really great idea.
Yep, it was.
It all came together and all tastes really, really good.
James O'Shaughnessy.
James
Hey,
O'Shaughnessy.
sorry for missing the show. I'll check in next time, dropping you a link.
Well, thank you very much. Hit the sub button too if you haven't already. I appreciate that. Next week is going to be, what was it? Teriyaki? No.
Chicken. Teriyaki chicken.
Chicken teriyaki. There we have it. Next week I'm making chicken teriyaki. Who knows what I'll make the week after that? Now, the week after that we have miso chicken coming up. So, never can tell what's going to be cooking up in old guy's kitchen. Well, I guess you can tell by looking at the little reminder thing that pops up.
Eli told Scott, you brought back AOL discs memories. I forgot about that. And Scott says, LOL, you're welcome. Scott said, great long stream, Tom and Mrs. Old Guy. It was fun hanging out and chatting as always.
Indeed.
Fun chatting with everybody.
We definitely enjoy it too. The fact that tonight ran a little bit long, that's okay. It's not like we have a great big social calendar where every minute is filled up.
Eli said they have a good week.
You have a good week too, Eli. I hope I see you here next weekend. In fact, I hope I see everybody here next Saturday night. We are going to get out of here. And I'm going to ask y'all, as always, go out in your community and give back a little bit. If you have a neighbor that you can help out, do that. If you need to go to a clothing bank and help give them an hour, help them sorting clothes they got on a donation, or even washing them, whatever. Just go back out into your community and give a little bit back. All right? I'm going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. See you next Saturday night. Bye now.
One more thing.
Well, why do you
says, I
make
hope
me?
you have a good night.
Don't make me
Gotta
say
start
good night.
getting ready for bed and another work day.
Interrupt me sooner next time.
Sorry. Okay.
Now say it again.
That Natalie had to go. She said, have a good night.
Okay.
She's got to get ready for work tomorrow.
Okay. Like I said, next time.
Well, yeah, you said that as it came in.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Y'all have a great night, a great week. I'll see you next Saturday. Goodbye. That was really